Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from BOYI. This is their 66 Pro rapid trigger magnetic switch 65% mechanical keyboard. This has a lot of different things than what I've done in the past, including the magnetic Hall effect switches that you can adjust your actuation points in through software. So we're going to dig into this really quickly, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is everything that you get once you get the 66 Pro out of the box. You're going to get a quick start guide here, and you can see since it's a 65% keyboard, a lot of your extra functions are going to be done with the function key. So you have combination keys to do that. You can also set some in the software as well. So you do have a lot of freedom to really make this your own, but they have the default ones built in, for delete and for a few of the other keys that are going to be missing on a smaller keyboard. You can see the RGB modes can be adjusted as well. And then we have the adjustable magnetic switches, which is really cool. Being able to adjust the magnetic switch function by using the software, and we do have the option to do 2 actions or 1 key press, and this has really high pulling rate at 8,000 hertz. So you do have a hyper pulling rate of 8,000 hertz on this. Hold on to that card just so that you can reference it. Now we do get a couple extra keys if you do want to spruce this up from just being all black, maybe putting some accent keys on your space bar and of course your enter key. And we do get a key, a switch, and a cap puller, because you can replace all of these if you want to, and you can also replace the magnetic switches with other magnetic switches. So you do have that option to do that as well. Now to connect to this keyboard, and it is wired only, is going to be a USB Type A cable to USB Type C cable, and this is going to be able to connect to directly pretty much to your Mac, PC, whatever you're going to be using this with. They do give you a dust cover here, and let's take a look at the 66 Pro. Now the 66 Pro is a 65% keyboard. You can see the only 2 extra buttons on the right hand side that we get is page up and page down. We do get a volume knob at the top as well. This will save a ton of space on your desk, and again, this is something that is going to be geared towards gaming or quick reactions with being able to adjust your magnetic switches. On the back, you're going to see here that you do have a USB Type-C input, and everything else is pretty clean. On the bottom, we do have 1 switch for Windows or Mac, depending on the system that you're going to be using, and then we do have some feet to keep it in place, and we also have some levelers here as well. Now these are dual level levelers, so you can set them to either a smaller angle or a greater angle, depending on what's most comfortable for you. So there you go. That's the unboxing of the BOYI 66 Pro Rapid Trigger Magnetic Switch Mechanical Keyboard. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the switches themselves and the deck. You can see that the switches and the stabilizers come pre-lubed from the factory, so you're not going to have any problems with that. Now these use Leighton Powell magnetic strawberry switches. These switches can be switched out for any other magnetic switches that are 3 or 5 pin switches, so if you don't like these, you can switch these out as well. You can also, of course, through the software, adjust the actuation on these through the software, which we will take a look at in just a few moments. Now it does have a very high pulling rate at 8,000 hertz, so this is going to be a very quick reacting Hall effect magnetic switch. Now we do have south-facing RGB on these as well as PBT, double shot keycaps that are shine through that work really well without south-facing RGB. Okay, so as for the RGB lighting, it's all going to be controlled by the function key and the page up, page down, or the arrow keys. Page up is going to switch through different functions, or different lighting effects. So you can do that as well. So we can go page up here, and we'll cycle through a few of these so that you can see some of them. And what we're going to do at that point is, if you use page down, you can change this to all one color as well. So if you like an effect and you want it all in one color, you can use the page down button, and that will make it all one color, and you can cycle through the colors that way as well. So you've got a lot of functionality here, again easily controlled with the function key, page up, page down, and then of course you're going to use the function and arrow keys to adjust your levels of brightness, and the left and right key for the speed of the animation. So super simple and easy to do here, no problems whatsoever. Okay, so here we have the main software here for the BOYI 66Pro, and you can see that you can select things per key, and the first little section here is called key map, which means I can select an individual key and I can change this up if I need to. And the way that we're going to do that is by selecting a key, either creating a new profile using profile 1, which is already set there, and then we can remap that key. We can select, say, the F key and then remap it, and we can remap it to whatever we would like as far as a value goes. And we can also do our default or function layers here. We also have advanced key functions, so you can use advanced key functions if you would like to with these. Key combinations, so you can create key combinations for this as well. And you can also go through the rest of these and assign things such as mouse functions, macro lists, and then again you can either have that operate once or multiple times for your macros. So continuing on, we also have mouse functions. So we do have our mouse functions here. We do have text. If you want one button to do text, you can disable it. You can use multimedia keys. You can use shortcuts for like closing windows or this PC, or locking your PC, launching specific applications. Per key LEDs, which means that I can set these up per key. So if I want to set up all my LEDs individually, I can, or by section. And at the end here, we've got our key config, which is lock or unlock windows, or lock the entire keyboard. So the actuation settings is the second icon, and this is where we can go in and we can set this up to our liking. So if we want this to do a lighter touch or a heavier touch, we can also add rapid trigger, which is dynamically actuates and resets your key based on the intention to press and release the key. And you can see I can slide this up and down all the way from 0.1 millimeters to 4.0 millimeters. And on the right, as you see, there is a key calibration mode, and we can do it per key or for all keys as well. And then once you apply this, it will remember it, so you're good to go. Now under advanced keys, this is where you can assign advanced keys here. So you do have that. You can create them if you need to. It's set here for you under this tab. Lighting settings here is going to just basically be what you can do through your function and your page up selections. You can see all the selections here, but you can go in and make it even more interesting by changing it to a custom type color and changing the brightness and speed right from here and that type of thing as well. Now we do have disable the Windows key if WinLock is on, disable the Shift tab, Alt tab, or Alt F4. Keyboard properties will take you to the properties in Windows. And then you have your full macro suite here as well, so that you can record your own macros and then bind them in the key map section that we showed you at the beginning of the software portion here. Now the last little section that we have up in the upper right hand corner is kind of that hamburger icon. This will take you to the settings of the app itself, where you can select your language, whether you want to launch the application when the system starts, close startup to tray, or check for firmware updates. Overall, a solid software choice for the 66 Pro. So there you go, that's my review of the BOYI 66 Pro Rapid Trigger Magnetic Switch 65% mechanical keyboard. This is a really kind of a game changer when you think about it, having a Hall effect magnetic switch that you can set the actuation on. You can really tailor this to your liking, down to how hard you press or release the switch itself. Overall, it's got a great build construction. I really do like the Latent Pal magnetic strawberry switches out of the box. I don't really see a reason to mod this, but I have the option to do so if I want to. And the software that comes with it covers pretty much everything that I can think of for really making this keyboard my own. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll check you guys out on the next one.